But maybe that's because Dan Thornwell never spent a winter's night in Buffalo, watching the gently falling snow caress a frozen window pane, and watched the Canadian sunset reflect off those little icebergs. Or heard the incessant roar, Niagara Falls. Or how about the roar of the crowd at Rich Stadium when the Bills put one in the end zone? I think more important,
Bills Mafia for life.
maybe he doesn't know the people of Buffalo.
If you're gonna serve wings or ranch, I don't want to do business with you. I get up and leave. You know how we get the wings. It's either blue cheese or wings to go from wings to go from
That's right. Never mind who you thought we were. We are the Buffalluminati Podcast, here with another great episode. Jake along with your co-host, Jeff. Jeff, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good as always, brother. Here to throw another one at you about something a little bit interesting.
Yeah, and I'm excited to get this episode started, and we're going to start a little differently. I want to do react to something cool that I found about old Buffalo TV show. We'll get into that in a minute. But first, I found this article, and it rubbed me the wrong way. It really did. I want to talk about it a little bit, get your take, and yeah, let's dive right into it. So this article comes from the Washington Post. It is an opinion piece. I'm trying to look for an author, but I don't see one. But it was posted on February 2nd, 2024. And it is a reader's critique. And it is entitled, "Why Are the Buffalo Bills Allowed to Use a Slur?" So, right off the bat, Jeff, initial thoughts before we even dive in.
My initial thought was, where's the slur in Buffalo Bill?
Right.
And yeah, is it something about that history? Because I wasn't sure.
No,
What
it
you
is
think?
not. It is, well, we'll just get into it. I'll start with, he wrote here, "I supported a name change from Redskins once I understood the ramifications when I started thinking about it in the late 1990s. So honestly, a lot earlier than most people. I'll give it to him there. I don't even think in the late 1990s, though I was quite young, what all that meant. But then I also wasn't that aware of the Redskins. My dad was a Dolphins fan and everybody else was a Bills fan. Those were the only two teams I knew.
I know our boy Aaron's been saying it to me for a long time since we were a kid.
Right. Yeah.
We got obviously a lot of native population in the area.
Yeah, good on him. Called it out early, and kudos. But I don't like where he goes from here. And so he says, "My team isn't in the playoffs this year, but I love to watch and very much like the Buffalo Bills. However, he recently stumbled across the Bills Mafia."
Only recently.
Yeah.
Somehow.
He cites an article called "No Doubt About It." And he says that there's even a mini Mafia kids club, which there is. Start 'em young, folks. And that's for fans ages 6 to 14. And he says, "I cannot believe that this is condoned by either the Bills or the National Football League." So, Jeff, you're... what's that?
Can't believe it.
Yeah. So, I get it. That the mafia has some... The word mafia has some less than great connotations attached to it. But let's hear his argument and see what he says. So he starts by saying that his mother's parents emigrated from Italy in the early 1900s. He's studied Italian culture at length the past 5 years, as he's considered spending time in Italy in retirement. And he says that mafia is not endearing to any Italian American. And he cites Wikipedia saying it is, quote, used to describe criminal organizations that bear strong similarity to the Italian mafia. Fair point.
I mean, I would say a lot of Italian Americans would disagree with that.
Also
And
a
they
fair point.
absolutely would, embrace the mafia term.
Right.
So
he goes on to give a little bit more detail about what the mafia is, what it does, what it's known for, and how that attaches back to the word. And he says the only positive quality about mafia is that members take care of their own, much like Bills fans wanting to help each other and their players. Which I think that's where the word mafia for us lies in the term Bills Mafia.
absolutely.
Just say
I mean,
that.
it's clearly about family.
Gets a little bit more extreme here. So he says the term Redskins is likely offensive to many Native Americans. However, the term mafia is akin to the term Nazi. Both groups would be flattered to have someone using their name for something good. There is no chance Buffalo's team would endorse the Bills Nazis or the Mini Nazi Kids Club. Yeah.
That's true.
Not in my town. So the only reason it has not been challenged is that most Americans think that mafia is cute, as portrayed on The Sopranos. And if there's one word that I would not ascribe to The Sopranos, it's cute. Oh no. It's a lot of words you could describe that show, but
Right.
He suggests changing it to Buffalo Bills Brothers.
Which not only did he suggest it, the way he said, change it to Buffalo Bills Brothers or something else. Like it's no.
That's also how the article ends. I just came to realize.
Yeah. Yep.
It just change it or else or something else.
Or to something else. Yep.
Yeah.
There's like no other alternative, like, or I will no longer continue my half-assed fandom of your team or anything like that. It's just change the name.
Well, as someone that's a fan of the former Redskins, the now commies. Yeah, I mean,
it's true.
So, yeah, I understand the sentiment, but I think that it is way out of pocket. I will agree, like he said, with the point that we take care of our own. We're a family, and it's our job to protect the family, to protect the Buffalo Bills and the rest of the Bills Mafia. We look out for each other, you know. Yes, we throw each other through tables, but that's like the mafia kiss on the cheek, if you will, you know?
Yeah.
But it got me thinking about this a little bit deeper. And so I did a little search into, and nothing major. Anybody can Google this just to see and confirm what I've seen so far. And a lot of it says the same thing. And I'm going to go with the first definition that pops up on Google here from history.com. And it says, although its precise origins are unknown, the term mafia came from the Sicilian Arabic slang expression that means acting as a protector against the arrogance of the powerful, according to Selwyn Rabb, who is an author of a piece of mafia literature. And the other thing that I've seen is that it comes from the Sicilian word mafiusu, which is USU is the ending instead of the A. in the spelling, and that means swagger, boldness, or arrogance. And looking at those two definitions, yeah, I'd say that's what we are. That's where my thoughts lie about what does the Bills Mafia mean to me. And I would say that that's what it is. We are a family. We take care of our own. We look after our team and we look after our neighbors, just like Buffalo's called the city of good neighbors. And with that, we have to have some swagger. We have to have some boldness. We are the boldness of Buffalo. The people are what make Buffalo Buffalo. I mean, you know, the architecture is great, the food's great, but it's the people of Buffalo that built all that made all that. And that's where the greatness of Buffalo comes from. And with the other definition, acting as a protector against arrogance of the powerful. Who better but the Buffalo Bills? After 13 seconds, the Motor City, Music City Miracle, the Four Falls, like year after year getting beat by the Chiefs, getting beat by the Patriots all those years, you know, just the Cowboys, the fucking Cowboys, America's team. Nah, we're the Bills Mafia. You can take all that arrogance. We don't care that you hate us. We don't care that we're the underdog. We don't care that you think that Josh Allen throws too many interceptions, because guess what? He's throwing more touchdowns than your guy. And we're actually waiting right now. He's still up for MVP. He might still win it. Not over yet. Let the votes fall where they may. But, I mean, that's where Buffalo is. It's in the people, and that's what makes Buffalo bold, and that's what makes the Bills Mafia the Bills Mafia. And that's the end of my rant. Jeff, what does the Bills Mafia mean to you?
I mean, obviously that same thing. I mean, it's kind of what he's saying there at the end. It's the Buffalo Bills brothers, brotherhood, if you will, like, you know, sisterhood as well, ladies included. But
Right.
um, obviously, yeah, it's the family mentality. It's how diehard we are. It's how hard we go for our team. That protectiveness, all that you said.
Willing to jump in the pit for our team.
Yeah. Literally everything, all the games, sellouts in, you know, below 0 degree weather, sellouts in the snow games. We don't care. We're out there hours before. Like other teams want to talk about tailgating, you can't touch us in tailgating either. Literally just the best fans.
Yeah.
And I do understand where the dude is kind of coming from, but with no name attached, it almost seems more like a troll job. And to like compare the term mafia to Nazi and Redskin, it's not even close. Like if you want to be slightly offended by it, I can understand that and I can appreciate that. But to compare it to those two things, it's in a completely different league. It's not even close to as offensive as those terms. So,
and you know, I might not have as much life experience as this gentleman. Says he's been a fan since the 60s, so you know, he clearly has a couple years on me at least, paying attention to the NFL. But I also am an Italian American. I'm not sure if it was my grandparents or my great grandparents that emigrated here from Italy as well. I also have family from Ireland and Scotland. And, you know, they say a lot of nasty things. There's a lot of slurs that were used back then, you know, that have kind of fallen off now, but they're still out there. You still hear people using them from time to time. Bills Mafia is, and on top of that, I will say that Buffalo's Italian population is huge. We have a huge melting pot of people in Buffalo, but it seems like every community's, or every, you know, we have a vast Irish population, Polish, African American, you know, Hispanic, and it's just, but they all represent in Buffalo their culture, and they bring it into Buffalo and they make it a part of Buffalo. You know, look at Pancho Villa, for example. may he rest in peace. And, taking that Mexican culture and turning it into a super fandom for the Buffalo Bills. Like, it's stuff like that that makes the family. We're not here. And as an Italian American, I don't feel offended by it. I don't really like to use that label to begin with, but it just seems a little off base is all.
Oh, for sure.
But it
Coming into Mafia like that.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Yeah, and we'd love to get your guys' opinion on it. Spout off in the comments. Let us know. Do we need to change the Bills Mafia name? Do we need to consider, because I also don't want to be that guy that's so out of touch that I'm one of the last of the hangers on when everybody's saying we need to change the name. I'm open to I wouldn't even say argument. I'm open up to constructive debate or whatever. Let us know your opinions down in the comments. While you're at it, make sure to like, share, subscribe, because we never say that during the video and we could really use it. Instagram, Buffalluminati on Instagram. And all right, so enough about the Bills Mafia, and let's get into Buffalo Bill, and not Buffalo Bills, but Buffalo Bill. It was a sitcom that was on in the early 80s for 2 seasons. Starred Dabney Coleman, who's been in a lot of things. He was in Jumanji, most recently Yellowstone. He voiced the principal in Recess. Any of the 90s kids out there? Yeah, he's got quite the IMDb page here. But yeah, this aired on NBC, and yeah, it's about a guy named Bill. He's a talk show host in Buffalo, and it's just about his life here. And he's kind of an Archie Bunker type, according to the synopsis. So yeah, let's check it out. See what it's all about. You ready, Jeff?
Yeah, ready to check it out. Seems good.
All right. This intro is already a lot more Buffalo than Bruce Almighty. It says Buffalo in almost every shot, or it's a shot of Buffalo.
It's almost Miller time and Bill hasn't abused the guest yet.
He's gonna do something terrible.
Relax, Carl. We're gonna get through this one without a lava suit.
He always does something terrible.
We're coming out of commercial in 10 seconds.
Camera 3, give me a close-up on Bill.
He has to do something terrible.
A little tighter, Denny. Nice.
It's in his blood.
5, 4, 3, 2.
It's Buffalo blood.
Well, Dr.
Buffalo
Murphy,
Bill.
it certainly has been an informative half hour.
Well, thank you, Bill. And I'd like to extend an invitation to you and to the members of your studio audience to visit my therapeutic massage center at any time.
Yeah. Doc, while we just have a second here.
I love that mural behind him,
you know,
but it's
you
kind of
come
funny
here,
how
you
it's
talk good,
the
you're
falls are
obviously
like
a very
right
well-dressed,
on Buffalo.
intelligent man, but I wonder if we could just
Yeah.
put a few cards on the
Well,
table
that's
for a minute.
that's
Therapeutic
geographically correct.
Massage Center. Isn't that just
True.
another
Everyone
way of
knows that.
saying Porno Palace?
Yeah, it is closer than most people think.
Stay on him.
Once again, big lawsuit.
I'm just a little curious as to why you chose our town, though. Why you chose Buffalo for this particular form of smut peddling.
I sell Whirlpool bags.
And Jim Jones sold fruit punch. How about it, folks? Am I completely off base here? What do you think? Thank you. Thank you very much.
No right to talk to me like that.
And that's the way it is here on Buffalo Bill today. Thank
I
you very
immediately
much.
love this guy,
I knew he'd do something terrible.
and that's the way it is. Didn't Bruce try and say something similar? And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah, good guy, Pete.
From 60 Minutes?
Yeah, I was with him the day he got the job on 60 Minutes.
I hate to be the bearer of ill tidings, but he's dead.
He's what?
Pete Killian died at 11:30 this morning.
Oh, he's dead. I thought you said he was here. Pete's dead? Buddy. And if you value that friendship, you'll call 60 Minutes right now and get me Pete's job.
He's gonna get the job.
Well, he's been dead almost
Think
4.5
he's gonna
hours.
get the job?
No, Bernie, listen.
Probably.
Bernie, will you
that's
listen
like
to me a second? I want you to
Gilligan
call
getting off
them
the island.
and tell them that I am willing to fake.
Now, what is it, Bill?
These are for you.
Bill, they're beautiful.
They're beautiful, but they pale by comparison to you. Just my way of saying that I've loved every moment of our working relationship, and the other part too. And if I get this job in New York, 60 Minutes, you're going with me. Kids, listen, I know I didn't bring you guys flowers, but I do want you to know what you meant to me. I'll never forget any of you, from Tony to...
You think Jim Carrey took any inspiration from this?
Yeah, I know your Stan, but I was talking about Steve.
Possibly. I mean,
Yeah, but I was...
I feel like I
talking
see
about
some
Steve.
similarities, but I don't know if it's
Steve.
maybe just
Steve.
coincidence.
Steve down on the floor. That's
right, like because of like with the newsroom,
All right,
but
this is a very important day, I mean, for all of us.
well,
The
producer room, I
network
should
likes
say,
me. If
but-
they take me to New York, there's no telling who I might take with
I
me.
think that yeah,
Take
maybe.
Steve. I'll tell you what,
That'd be an interesting thing to try and find.
I'd like you to meet Dan.
As if he needs an introduction, everybody. Hey, kids, Dan Thornwell, how are you? The network man.
I'll tell you who
How was
didn't.
the trip?
Oh, fine, Bill,
Good
thanks.
to see you. I'll tell you what,
producers of
Dan,
the
why don't we
movie.
go down to the green room? I think it might be a little more fun.
That's
This
a
is
fact.
our director, Joanna White.
Yeah, right. Meet
How do you
the
do, Dan?
people
You're
that
like,
make
we
it
don't know
happen
what
up here.
Buffalo
Joe
looks like at
White,
all,
one
but
of
this
the
movie takes
best
place there.
directors, if not the best director in television. There's, well, I guess the rest is all history. 38, single, expert horseman, and skier, Dan Thornwell.
Wow, quite a guy, aren't I?
Sounds pretty good to me.
Okay, kids, I'll tell you what. Why don't we show Dan what we can do? Let's go on down to the green room.
Bill, if you don't mind,
Susan.
watch from.
Yeah, she is.
Danny, do me a favor, will you?
She's a little
You watch
thirsty.
from right here, it might be even clown. I'm a professional.
Just don't do something terrible.
Look, I tell you what. Why don't you go in there and sit down and make little steeples with your fingers and let me do the show, all right?
Well, if he does something terrible, I'll just set myself on fire.
Hello, Buffalo.
Hey,
Hey, that's us.
Thank you very much. Well, we have a great show
a
for you.
buffalo
today.
and a
We have,
rainbow.
Dr. Helen Storch with us today from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And if you live in the suburbs, and I'd just like to say, so long, pal. I'll cover for you. Woody?
Pull her out of the wreckage, Woody.
Would somebody just light my hair?
Mhm.
Hey, baby.
What do you feel like?
Ooh, that smells good. What is it?
Chicken
He's running around kissing this lady on the
You
lips.
left your flowers at the office. I came by there. but
She's
you're
going on a
already
date with someone else.
Well, I was at a hospital seeing Dr. Storch.
don't
She has
know
a
that
mild
yet.
concussion. I just thought I'd see how she was.
Oh,
gone. Who's Dr. Storch?
The lady you almost decapitated?
Yeah, nice lady. No reflexes, but nice lady.
I mean, you can see that.
What should I do with these? All the bases
I do
seem
get
to
a
be
little
filled.
bit of
Why don't you
Bruce
take him
vibes
home?
from him.
Right?
Yeah.
Something wrong? You seem a little distant.
Just Bruce is a lot less offensive.
Yeah.
Why?
He's just angry.
Because once upon a time, you
Yeah.
and I had a mutant romantic.
He's a lot less
interlude.
cool.
Because once you had a key to the
It's a lot
front
less
door, and
actual
you
Buffalo.
Can't believe the lock's been changed? Or is it because in your bizarre,
Do you know how close I am to getting this job?
how close?
Real close. Yeah, I was having drinks with Danny, and he said it looks like I have the inside track.
What is this Brady Bunch
I asked him out to dinner. I wanted to find out
I
a little
Love
more about it, but
Lucy.
he said he had other plans.
home?
I don't know. Call me crazy.
Yeah.
but
It's got like the
I feel
Buffalo,
like if I could just do
everything's
something for him,
old.
something to
but
make
this-
his
it was
visit here a
new
little
back
bit
then.
nicer.
Uh,
I just thought maybe if you...
Well,
Dan! What? My God! How are you,
Uh,
man? Come in here.
Hi, Bill.
How are you? How did you know I was over here?
I didn't.
Well, you found me. That's the important thing. I'm glad you canceled your plans, man.
Well, I didn't cancel my plans, Bill. These are my plans.
I don't understand.
Hi, Dan.
oh.
Jojo,
Hi,
look who's
Jojo.
here. Dan, you remember Jojo? It's
The burgundy you said you liked?
Dirty
you.
Dan.
Thanks for all the
Come on,
lovely
Bill.
flowers.
Stupid me. Wow, this is incredible. Well, that's terrific. You know, I had a feeling you guys would hit it off. That's terrific. Good.
Why don't you put your coat in the bedroom?
Yeah, just make yourself at home.
Which way's the bedroom?
Right.
Follow me.
Doesn't make it difficult, huh?
Over there.
There's not too many map hazards along the trail.
Bill,
Yeah.
it's Woody. Can I come in?
Yeah, come in.
Bill, shouldn't you be using practice balls?
Can't get the distance with practice balls.
Well, what if you hit somebody?
There's no
Facts.
problem. Just a bunch of cars out there.
Hey, Bill, is it me or are you a little tense?
Am I a little tense? Of course I'm a little tense. It's been a week. I haven't heard a thing. Do they want me or not?
Well, sure they want you. How could they not want you?
You should go to the Paddock Golf
Look,
Dome.
Bill, whether you get the job or not, and again,
or
I'm
the
sure you
other
will,
golf dome.
I just want to say that I've really enjoyed working with you.
And you want to go to New York with me, right?
No. Sure, I'd like to go to New York, but it'd be almost impossible, what with my family here and all.
Yeah.
Plus, I got my house,
Right.
the cabin on the lake,
Yeah.
my real estate holdings.
Yeah.
You know the
Yeah.
restaurants,
Yeah.
car
Woody,
dealership.
okay. Yeah. Okay. We're supposed to do
Damn.
a show, right?
Golly
What are we
day,
doing here?
you're right. I don't know where the time goes.
How do I build
5
that
minutes
much
there, Mr.
equity in
Whittier.
Buffalo?
I found this gold
Restaurants,
ball among
cabin on the
broken
lake,
pieces of my
house,
gold
used-
collection.
real estate
You're a
investments.
casualty, aren't you?
Used to be bustling.
Hey, Carl.
Make
you
Buffalo
doing?
bustle
Pretty good.
again.
Looking good.
Thank you.
Hashtag it.
For real.
Tie.
Yeah?
I mean, we could come up with something better than that, I think.
Das Boot? Carl, I don't care what he offers. I'm not doing it. When that phone rings from New York, I'm in the wind. This
Carl's
town's
no
history for
Jack.
me.
Just for my own peace of mind, would you be willing to
No.
say that I've done everything in my power to get you to stay?
Yes.
But
Best of luck.
equally as helpful.
3 minutes there, Mr. Whittier.
Right.
And New York's on the phone.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Hello, Buffalo.
That's us again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Still us.
Is it the same guest, too?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I'm a little preoccupied. I just received a significant phone call from New York. Dr. Storch, we'll talk pigs in just a moment, but if you indulge me for a second, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, she's got a bandage on her head from getting hit with a
I
sign.
mean, this is what we do from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to a network executive.
I'll sell my house. Maybe I'll move to Ontario. Open a little bait and tackle shop.
Right of town, the Big
That's
Apple.
the dream, isn't it?
Hustle and bustle.
Absolutely.
All the people
Right
riding
up
that
at Fort Erie.
crazy merry-go-round and chasing the brass ring that always seems to be just a little bit out of reach. I guess.
Just a little shop. Sold a little bait, sold a little tack.
Maybe that's because Dan Thornwell never spent a winter's night in Buffalo, watching the gently falling snow caress a frozen window pane, while sitting next to a cozy fire.
Yes, he has.
Maybe he's never sat on the shores of Lake Erie and watched a Canadian sunset reflect off those little icebergs. Or heard the incessant roar of Niagara Falls. Or how about the roar of the crowd at Rich Stadium when the Bills put one in the end zone? I think more important,
Bills Mafia for life.
maybe he doesn't know the people of Buffalo. He's never tipped a beer with Mario Galante at the corner bar after a hard day's work. Or had a taste of Ma Dolan's deep dish apple pie. Huh. No, this is where the real people are. This is where the honest people are, the good people, the best people in the world. And this is where I want to stay.
He didn't get the job, Carl.
Now, I'm not New York Bill or L.A. Bill. I'm Buffalo Bill. That's what I'm going to be. Probably for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to nitpick here, Bill, but we'd like you to be more accurate, and we think a research assistant would help.
No. How about N.O., Carl? This has always been a one-man show, and it will always be a one-man show.
Redneck ignoramus, fat. Here's a good one. I don't care what the jury said, sir. You look like a rapist to me. Someone to double-check the facts.
What is this big deal about facts?
Do you remember referring to the late, great Cardinal Custer?
He was great.
He's alive.
Who is it?
Oh, excuse me. I didn't realize you were having a meeting.
No.
Oh,
Come on
hey.
in. Hi, I'm Bill Bittinger.
Really?
Yeah.
Gina,
Oh, I thought it was you.
Oh, yeah?
I saw a tape of that tribute you did
Gina
to
Davis.
Pete
Tony
Stewart.
Montana's sister.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
very moving.
Yeah. We were very
Wait, what's
hard
her
on
name
it.
in
Thank you very much,
Scarface?
Yeah.
Gina.
Funny thing is that,
Gina?
for
Yeah,
a
that's her
while, it
name,
looked like
Gina
I was going to
Davis.
replace him, but they
It's her
got
real
somebody
name.
else with a
She was
list
also in
exactly
Beetlejuice.
like his. I guess they wanted to carry on the tradition or something.
Nice.
I'm Wendy Killian,
Yeah.
Pete's daughter.
I say, look,
Yeah.
your dad was a great guy.
Yeah, he was. He spoke very highly of you too, Mr. Bittinger.
Bill, call me Bill.
In fact, Dad said if you ever get stuck in Buffalo, be sure and look up Bill Bittinger. He'll definitely be there.
Well, he said that, did he? How would
He'll
you like to
definitely
be
be
my
there.
research assistant?
Oh, are you serious?
All right, Jeff, that was Buffalo Bill. What did you think?
I kind of loved it. I kind of want more. Definitely trying to see more episodes of that. I
Yeah.
love Bill.
Bill is he represents the downtrodden of Buffalo. He's frustrated at the positions that
At the
they're
end of the
at,
day,
trying to break
Right.
through a little bit.
willing to leave it all behind, but somehow never able to make it.
Right. But you can also tell that even deep down, he still loves Buffalo. I know that whole monologue at the at the end was like a, it was a play. He was gimmicking the people, but you could also tell he meant what he said a little bit, and you could
Yeah.
feel the passion behind it. And like I said earlier in the episode, it's the people that make Buffalo, and that's what Bill said. Like it's about the people, and we're what make it, and that's what makes the Bills Mafia. That's what makes the city of good neighbors, and that's why we love Buffalo, even if we are willing to leave it all behind, like you said.
Exactly, because everybody comes back. We always come back,
Oh yeah, and you look at
and the food is the best.
it's like the number one complaint of people that displaced from Buffalo's. Can't get good wings, can't get good pizza, can't get good this, good that.
Might be a hot take to some, but everybody knows the best pizza in New York State's in Buffalo.
Facts. I know New York is it's popular, so dollar slices on every corner, whatever.
Yeah, those dirty,
Rochester,
wide things. Like,
get out of here with your bullish about Rochester pizza's better. First off, it's practically the same, but yet it's somehow worse.
Same. Yeah. Rochester has the garbage plate. They do that.
Right, yeah. Take your garbage plate, be happy. We love you, no hate to Rochester, but come on now. It's pizza and wings. It's not pizza and plates.
And
Except for those little
burgers
tiny
and
plastic
meatball
plates
wings.
you get in the middle of the pizza box.
Yeah,
But you're not putting a garbage plate on that.
I would still eat it if they did.
Fair enough. All right, well, that's the Buffalluminati Podcast for this week. Jake, along with your co-host, Jeff. Like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments. If there's any other Buffalo-themed media you want us to take a look at, we're definitely going to take a look at some more Buffalo Bill, see what he's up to now that he's stuck in Buffalo. I know we got something special coming up with a possible us reacting to Cops But we might have a special guest for that one, so we're going to hold off on revealing anything on that until we have further information ourselves. But, yeah, that's the Buffalluminati Podcast. See ya.
Peace.